morning. We are from Dishincholing High Secondary School, Thimphu, Bhutan. We are here to talk about Bhutan and its environment. Bhutan is a small landlocked country with China at its north and India at its south. Until 2006, Bhutan was an absolute monarchy, after which the king himself gave the throne to its people of the country and became a constitutional monarchy. Bhutan's total area is 38,394 square kilometers, from which 19,750 square kilometers is used by the people. Bhutan's population is approximately 0.7 million. The national language of Bhutan is Dzongkha, but there are other 27 dialects which people use in order to interact with each other. Takin is the national animal of Bhutan, with raven as its national bird, cypress as the national tree, and of course, blue poppy as its national flower.
Bhutan falls in the top 10 biological hotspots, making it as one of the most undiscovered land in the Himalayas and in the world. Bhutan is also called as the bird's paradise by many environmentalists because Bhutan has 770 species of birds and still counting. Most of the forests and mountains are still virgin and unexplored, as it is against local people's belief. For example, one of the highest mountains in Bhutan, Jomolhari, is untouched by the people because people consider the mountain as sacred. 51% of Bhutan's land is protected and about 10% are biological corridors. Not only this, but Bhutan is one of the least countries to be carbon negative.
Bhutan is at the process of fast development, and it is crucial that it does sustainably and at not the cost of pristine environment. So, in order to balance the consumeristic lifestyle, our country has came up with various strategies to protect the environment. The Article 5 of Constitution of Bhutan proclaims that every Bhutanese is the trustee of the kingdom's environment. Bhutan has pledged to maintain 60% of the land area as a forest for all times to come. In 2009, Bhutan has also committed to remain carbon neutral for all times to come to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change.
Bhutan has adopted the philosophy of the gross national happiness (GNH) as a holistic approach to the sustainable development. And there are a total of 4 pillars, and one of the most important pillars is the conservation of the natural environment, meaning that without the preservation and the conservation of the environment, then the concept of achieving the gross national happiness would be compromised. Bhutan has also joined the Ramsar Convention to bring a very significant change in our wetlands and to protect them. And in an effort to protect these wild animals such as tigers and leopards before they can become extinct, the Ministry of the Agriculture and the Forestry has revised the penalty tenfold of the previous one. And since Bhutan is a Buddhist country, there are various types of practices such as ladam, rhythm, and sokdam. And they significantly helped in the conservation of our ecology. For example, like ladam, the Bhutanese people, they are prohibited to visit the mountain passes for a certain period of the time. And rhythm, the Bhutanese people, they are also prohibited to visit the valleys and the mountains and the forest for a certain period of time. And lastly, sokdam, being a Buddhist country and we follow Buddhism, and we believe in not killing the organisms and the living beings for a certain period of time. Bhutan purely practices ecotourism. The rate of the tourists visiting our country is also high, so as to limit the number of the tourists visiting our country. There are various governing bodies that helps in the conservation of our natural environment. For example, National Environment Commission (NEC) is an autonomous body who looks after the natural environment of the country. They also keep the track of the policies and the agreements based on the natural environment of the country. Bhutan Agricultural Food Regulatory Authority, also called as BAFRA, and the Department of the Revenue and the Custom implements the policies to control the invasive species across the border.
Today, the most reviewed reason to visit our country would be to explore our unique culture and its amalgamation with our natural environment. Over the years, people of our country has learned to adapt with the growing human-wildlife conflict and has reduced significantly. Hundreds of endemic species have been discovered and researchers are already calling our country as a hub for speciation. For example, Myconopsis botanica, Parachyloglances bhutanensis, etc. These are some of the species found only in Bhutan.
At present, Bhutan is absolutely carbon negative country with more than 70% of its land still as rugged mountains and valleys. The king and the country has promised to remain carbon neutral for all times to come. But like the whole world, we Bhutanese are equally worried about the changing climate and increasing human-wildlife conflict. As of now, the steps Bhutan has taken for environment protection is strong and the scenario looks promising. We hope and pray we remain successful for all times to come. Thank you.